Hey everyone, and welcome. If you're looking to get a jump on the 2025 chemistry session, you have come to the right place. Today, we're going to walk through the entire new Class 9 syllabus, chapter by chapter, so you know exactly what's coming and how it all fits together.
Okay, so the first big thing you're going to notice is a change in the numbers. We've gone from 8 chapters to 13. Now don't panic, it's not about giving you more work, it's actually designed to be smarter. Each chapter is a smaller, more focused step, building on the last one to make even the tough ideas way easier to get a handle on.
So just think of this as our roadmap for the whole year. We're going to follow the path all the way from the tiniest atom right up to its huge impact on the world we live in. You'll see how every single piece connects. So let's kick off our journey with the absolute basics.
We're starting right at the beginning, with the building blocks of, well, everything. This first section really tackles the big questions. Like, what is all this stuff around us made of? What are the tiny particles that make it up? And what are the invisible forces holding it all together?
These first 3 chapters, they're your absolute foundation. We'll start big with the different states of matter, solids, liquids, and gases. Then we're going to zoom way in, right down to the structure of a single atom. And once we understand the atom, we can explore the incredible ways they link up to form, every single thing you can see and touch.
And as we're building that foundation, you're going to come across some really cool kind of mind-bending ideas, like allotropy. This is the reason that the exact same element, carbon, can create both the soft graphite in your pencil and the hardest thing in the world, a diamond. Same atoms, just a different setup. How cool is that?
And this really gets to the heart of how this new syllabus is designed. The chapters aren't just separate topics. They're like links in a chain. If you really nail what's in Chapter 1, it becomes the key to unlocking Chapter 2, and that makes Chapter 3 a breeze. It's all set up to make learning feel logical and connected.
Okay, so we've got our foundation built. Where do we go from there? Well, once we know what things are, we need to learn what they do. This next section is all about learning the language of chemistry, the super dynamic and powerful world of chemical reaction. Chapter 4 introduces a brand new and very powerful topic, stoichiometry. Now I know, it's a big word, but don't let it freak you out. Just think of it like a recipe for a chemical reaction. It's the science that lets us figure out exactly how much stuff we can make if we start with a certain amount of ingredients.
You'll see that every single reaction has 2 main players. You start with your reactants. Those are your ingredients that you're mixing together. When they interact, they change into something totally new, the products. And stoichiometry is the skill that helps us become masters of this whole transformation.
Building on that, we'll dive into 3 really huge ideas. Energetics asks the question, does a reaction give off heat, like a fire, or does it get cold? Then equilibrium looks at how some reactions can actually go forwards and backwards, finding a perfect little balance. And of course, we'll get into the classic world of acids and bases and really understand what makes them tick. Okay, think about this. There are over 118 known elements out there. So how in the world do scientists keep track of all of them and make sense of it all? That's the big question this next section answers, as we get to know the most important chart in all of chemistry. And the answer, of course, is the amazing periodic table. But it's not just some boring chart, it's basically a cheat sheet for the entire universe. By putting elements into vertical groups and horizontal periods, we can actually predict how an element will behave just by knowing its address on the table. It is an unbelievably powerful tool.
So in Chapter 9, we basically get to be chemical detectives. We'll use the table as our map to investigate specific families of elements, from the super reactive alkali metals in Group 1 to the colorful salt-making halogens in Group 17. We're going to learn the secrets that each of these families holds.
All right, this is where it all comes together. The big question, right? How does all this theory about atoms and reactions and tables actually matter in our real day-to-day lives? This fantastic final section connects all those dots, showing you just how important chemistry is in the world around us.
We're going to start with something we do every second of every day, breathing. In environmental chemistry, we'll look at the very air around us. We'll break down what it's made of and look at some big challenges like acid rain and the ozone layer so you can understand the real chemistry behind the news headlines.
We'll also get into the chemistry that literally powers our world with hydrocarbons, the molecules that make up our fuels. But being a scientist isn't just about knowing stuff. You've got to have the skills, right? That's where data analysis comes in, teaching you how to measure things correctly and make sense of the results you get in an experiment.
And to wrap it all up, the final chapter takes us right into the lab. This one is all about being safe and skillful. It really hammers home why using your personal protective equipment, your PPE, things like gloves, goggles, and a lab coat, is an absolute non-negotiable must.
So, there you have it. From a single, invisible atom, through the rules that govern reactions, all the way to the air we breathe and how to stay safe in the lab. This new syllabus is built to give you a complete, solid, and really well-rounded foundation in the amazing world of chemistry. I really hope this roadmap has you excited for the year to come. Chemistry is this huge world of discovery, and now you know the path. So from the math of reactions to the science of our planet, what part of this journey are you most curious to begin?